Hello and welcome to all the Rangers out there. I'm Joe, here with me is my co-host Dan.
Hello and greetings.
And today we're starting our first video of the Red Ranger podcast. Anyone who's experienced our other colored podcasts are pretty familiar with how this works. We pick one trait of the Ranger to discuss into the ground. This time it's Jason, the first Red Ranger. Woohoo. The trait chosen would happen to be probably Jason's defining characteristic, his anger. Dude had a temper, but at first glance in the first few episodes, you wouldn't guess it. Even in the Green with Evil arc, you might not guess it. It's later during the Green Candle incident that I think we really get to see his temper. But the other main incident, parents are kidnapped. Here, Jason's one of the first to volunteer to give up his coin. As said, there's his softer side, his self-sacrificing side, but he is angry with Goldar. Then later on, we see his temper a few times bursting out more and more as, for example, he chooses to go after Goldar at one point rather than trying to save his friend's candles. This is both his competitive streak and his temper getting the better of him. So as the series progresses, Jason develops more anger issues than before.
Maybe he initially started going into martial arts to try and get the discipline, control his temper.
That's a good theory.
But as battle is progressing and as frustrating as it's getting, it's an uphill battle against Goldar and eventually Lord Zed.
And on top of that, he's having roll the boulder back up the top of the mountain over and over again because Goldar and Zed keep playing ping pong with the Green Ranger powers eventually and keep targeting Tommy, whom Jason is very protective of.
Is leading into Jason getting frustrated. And so his anger is starting to come out.
Most of his anger stems from also his protective streak over Tommy. As it might sound weird, but throughout the series, Jason is more attached to Tommy than any other Ranger and seems to almost treat him like a kid brother that he has to protect. And when he fails, he gets really mad. Matt Ishida from Digimon, mad. Which, well, okay, maybe not as bad as Matt Ishida, because Matt Ishida eventually wanted to murder his own teammate for that reason. Whereas Jason, I can't see him really genuinely wanting to murder his own teammates. I'm not talking about the Turbo movie possession thing. That's a different thing, where Jason's issues stem from the fact that, as said, he failed once, he doesn't want to fail again.
Maybe that's also why he doesn't like to have Billy be on the front lines. Even though he's a bit of that jock nerd mentality, he feels that Billy needs protecting even when Billy starts coming into his own as a fighter.
Quite a few times he needs to come up with the invention.
And I think that's another reason, like, I have to protect Billy because he's the one that helps in the background.
At the beginning, Billy couldn't really fight, so there's good reason for why he's doing what he's doing. For example, let's go back to the Green Candle incident. His anger does get the better of him at one point towards Goldar, and Zach tells him, but Tommy may lose his life. At which point, Jason immediately decides, okay, that's more important. And I think it's really this incident that he never quite forgives himself or Goldar. And it's why I really want him to get that character arc, because he needs to get that forgiveness, so to speak, because this is part of his hero's journey. It's the only way he can rise to full adulthood. And Jason as a character will always remain stunted until he gets this last arc closed. Whether it's with Divatox or Goldar, he needs to close the chapter on his life that belongs to this part of the story. And so, but I don't think it's ever really closed. And that's, I guess, my problem with Saban. On the other hand, the anger issues that are developed are well developed over the course of time. This is not a one episode thing. This is a seed planted in the Green Candle episode, and then it comes to fruition over the course of the rest of the first season and the start of the Zed arc. This is evidently a very important story arc. This passionate side to his nature would play an integral role, not only in him, but in defining how we view Red Rangers, as most Red Rangers would end up being fairly passionate individuals, oftentimes with their own temper. Some would have a red-hot one, like Jason or Leo, or even Carter. Others, a slightly more cold, simmering one, like Rocky, but they all have tempers.
There's only one Red Ranger that I have a hard time seeing angry like that, and that's TJ. But this isn't about TJ.
Well, he did get angry at one point in such a way that frightened his teammates when he got angry with Cassie and Ashley over their pettiness during the Psycho Ranger arc. Tell us what you think. Did we cover all bases with this video? Is there anything you want to add about Jason's anger issues? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like and that subscribe button as though you were the Rangers giving a good kick to the nads to Ooze. And remember, Rangers,
May the power protect you.